Good morning, everyone. How you guys doing? Quick stretch there. Joseph Bryant here. We're going to talk about writing again. Hope you enjoyed the last video talking about my 5 tips for freelance writers. Stuff that I find pretty useful. So we're going to go a little further into the writing topic here today. And we're going to talk about Upwork, pros, cons, whether or not freelance writers should use it. Before we do, check it out. Got physical copies of my new book, Stronger. Pretty cool, huh? My lovely lady designed the cover. And those are our two little demon children depicted on the cover as well there too. I'll start doing videos covering chapters and content from Stronger here soon in the same manner that I covered Sharpening the Sword, my previous book. If you haven't checked that out, go right ahead. I appreciate you. Let's get into it, shall we? Upwork. I talked to a lot of freelance writers. I've been a freelance writer for over a decade. And I've used those skills in a variety of settings. And one of the same topics that comes up over and over and over talking to other freelance writers is Upwork, whether or not Upwork is a useful platform. So let's get into that, because I kind of have some mixed feelings on the topic. As with many things in life, there are pros and there are cons. It is not so simple as good or bad. A little simplistic dynamic to see the world through, I suppose. Upwork. Now, let's talk about how Upwork has been modernized and updated. It is no longer a free platform, which in itself has pros and cons. Now you actually have to purchase what are called connects, or they're like points basically, that allow you to give bids or proposals on projects. So if it's like a lower end gig, there might be like 2 points or connects. And then if it's something that's a little more higher end, pays more, requires more work, might be like 4 to 6. 4, 5, 6 different connects or points. And these connects or points, they are pretty cheap to get. I think it's like $3 for 20 of them. I think they have a bunch of different price points, and you get more value the larger amount you purchase at a time. So the pros and cons of this. Cons, obviously, you have to spend money to even offer bids on these gigs, which if you're starting out with minimal funds, that's a less than appetizing prospect to spend some money before you make some money. But you got to put fuel in before you can expect heat from a fire, right? The pro to this, because there is a pro to it, yes, you are spending money. It's not much, but it does cost you something. The pro here is that there's far less competition on Upwork than there once was. There's far less competition on Upwork than there once was because it's no longer free. So there's probably thousands upon thousands of people who, once they saw they had to pay to bid on these gigs, just stopped. So that helps a lot of young, new, serious writers kind of float to the top a little bit here. And you get a lot of people say, let's talk about a big con of Upwork. 20% of the fee goes to Upwork. They get 20% of the payment of what you receive from your client, which is a hefty sum. And that is, that sucks. It's unfortunate. But let's also look at the positive side of it. There's a lot on the platform of Upwork that, you can basically track everything. You can do work on there if you want. There's a lot of resources available on the site itself that do offer value. 20% worth of value, I find a little questionable. 20% on top of spending your connects. Another con of Upwork, something you want to look out for if you do choose to use Upwork. And, I'm not going to say whether or not you should or shouldn't. It's up to the individual. We're all at different places. We all have different thresholds for risk and for what we're willing to work on. Another con here is that you will find a lot of people on Upwork, the client side, who are expecting 3,000 words, hours of research, 2 revisions, and they want you to answer all their messages and reply within 5 minutes, but they only want to pay $10. And they'll start with the language in there of like, excellent opportunity for a new writer, gain experience, and they're basically trying to take advantage of you. I mean, they'll ask for a ridiculous amount of work for a pitiful amount of money. So if you do hop on Upwork, don't fall into the trap of doing large amounts of labor for a small amount of work. You're going to get burnt out and jaded on freelance writing, and you're going to be one of those guys, I used to be a writer, but nobody pays well for it anymore, right? Now, on the other hand, on the other side of that same coin, there are good paying clients on Upwork, but you got to come at them well. You got to come at them strong. When you have the opportunity to bid or send a proposal on a project, you can't just You can't just say, hello, I would like to do it. I can write good, I promise. LOL? I don't know. You actually have to pitch it. You have to sell it. And this comes back to developing the skill of sales to a degree and leveraging your writing skill, combining that writing skill with the selling skill and kind of showing them what you got right off the bat in the proposal. And that'll help you pull a lot more high-end gigs. So there are clients on Upwork that will pay more, but you got to work a little harder to get them, and you have to regularly dig. And here's another tip for you. If you are using Upwork, you can't just send out 5 to 10 proposals and sit back and be like, well, the job should be rolling in any second here now. That's just not how it's going to work. You have to continually dig. Like any sales or marketing project, you just have to put in the numbers, and so many people will begin to hit back. You'll get some leads in, some leads will fall off, and you'll pull some in and turn them into regular clients. Now, this next tip, Upwork might not appreciate me bringing up, but I will nonetheless. There are a lot of situations where you meet a client via Upwork, you complete a project, 2 projects, 3 projects for them on Upwork, you submit them through Upwork, you get paid through Upwork, Upwork gets their cut of the work that you're doing. You've established a relationship with this client, and they, you or them, whoever proposes, hey, maybe we can take this relationship off of Upwork. I can submit you work through email, through Trello, through Google Drive, through Dropbox, however you want to do it, and then you can receive payment through Venmo, through Zelle, through PayPal. PayPal only takes 3% of what you process through it. 3% is far superior to the 20% margin that Upwork pulls out. The Upwork does frown on people taking it off their platform, and I understand why. So to each their own. So in summary, how do I feel about Upwork? I think Upwork can work for a freelance writer if they don't have anything else going on. If you're looking at your project schedule, you better have a project schedule. If you're looking at your project schedule and there's a whole lot of blank spaces you need to fill up, hop on Upwork. Be cautious. Don't just take whatever people throw at you. Be willing to turn gigs down, to only apply for mid to higher range gigs, and then use Upwork as an in-between until you start to build your roster of regular clients through Upwork or other platforms to the point where you no longer need to fish in those waters because you already have some good stuff going on your own here. So I guess that summarizes my thoughts on Upwork. It's better than it used to be. You have to purchase connects now so that you can apply and offer bids to these different projects, which is nice. So there's less competition on there trying to take advantage of free Upwork. And then if you do build a relationship with clients off Upwork, you can pull them off Upwork to do projects off there and receive payment off there, and you can get a larger margin of the fee. But ultimately, I think it can work for fledgling freelance writers as long as they're just not diving into every project, because again, you're going to get burnt out, you're going to get jaded on it, and it's not worth it. The juice ain't worth the squeeze. If you're spending hours and hours and hours of research, editing, writing, and you're getting paid $15, there's no way that makes sense. So I would say my verdict on Upwork is it can be useful as long as you use it intelligently as a temporary measure until you fill yourself a nice roster, a nice amount of regular freelance writing clients that can provide you with the work you need. And say you lose 1, 2, or 3 of your regular clients, go fishing in Upwork again, LinkedIn, social media, your own personal network, however you do, and kind of fill that roster back up so then you can stop fishing in Upwork and these other waters to try and pull more leads. So it can serve a purpose. At least in my skill level and understanding, I don't see myself making a living, let alone profiting off of Upwork, but I can see how it can contribute to filling a pipeline of leads, because I personally have a couple clients who are regulars now who I initially met a while back on Upwork, but we've kind of evolved the relationship and grown the trust. So that's it. That's all I got to say on Upwork. Hopefully you found that useful. Joseph Bryant here, wrapping up. Be sure to check out the description down below. We have links to my various social media, my books. I got a Discord that I'm building that's going to have a lot of cool information, that's going to have a lot of useful stuff for people to enjoy and hopefully add value to their lives. Likes, comments, subscriptions always fire me up to create better and better content for you guys. And I will catch you on the next one. Joseph Bryant, over and out.